If you have both ADHD and autism, you may go from 0 to 100 at work. From being cool as a cucumber to absolutely losing your shit, and this is why. I was on a live call with my school community last week. We do weekly lives, and somebody brought up that they had recently been diagnosed with ADHD. Their manager had given them very vague feedback, which they found frustrating. We're talking about the combination of ADHD and autism, colloquially called AuDHD. How that can show up is having either both presenting in the same context, or there's also instances where people may present as one, like autistic or ADHD at work, and another in their personal life. I talked about this book I just read where it gives examples of people with ADHD. For example, one of this doctor's patients said they're very structured at work, but then they do things like skydive and bungee jumping in their off time to get that hit of dopamine. Autism is characterized by a need for structure, predictability, and clear boundaries, while ADHD is a craving for dopamine that they have a shortage of, which leads to the impulsive behavior. As the psychiatrist describes, they both happen in similar parts of the brain, so we are learning that these are more overlapping conditions than we realize. At work, this can show up as someone appearing very structured and organized, but then also seeming unpredictable. Coworkers could be like, wait, where's the super detail-oriented person? What is happening here? And like, surprise, it's both. Here's something to be aware of is that AuDHD people can struggle to set boundaries because they don't fit a box, and this is a condition that can often go overlooked because you don't present as fully autistic or ADHD. You don't get the same support and learn the same coping mechanisms if you had only one, which even then, especially if you're in the US where healthcare is not accessible, is already hard to get. So what happens is you might take crap, and like be leaning into, okay, the structure, the making your routine, trying to keep yourself calm, and then you may blow up when that impulsivity hits. Because also you are burnt out. You are trying to mask autism and ADHD. It takes a lot of energy. And then one day, as my friend and I call it, the shoelace snaps. Your shoelace snaps and you start crying. And it's not about the shoelace. It's just that's the last thing on all of these things that have been building up inside. The final drop of water that causes the vase to overflow. And everybody's like, whoa, where did that come from? She's usually so, put together to herself, structured. You've been suppressing your need both for structure and for stimulation. And the stimulation might win over in an impulsive emotional outburst. I found this book really interesting. The last 40% is really repetitive, but the first 60% was gripping. If this is something that you think might be your experience, I really recommend it. I read it for free on Hoopla via my public library card. These are the kind of conversations that we're having every week in my school community. You are welcome to join us. There's a 7-day free trial, and between now and August 22nd, the first 10 people to do my annual plan, which takes us down to $12 a month, also get a free one-on-one session with me for an hour and a physical copy of my book when it comes out this fall, signed by me. 2 spots are already taken, so we're down to the last 8. Go to the link in my bio if you want to be next.